Well, hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, everyone. How
Hello.
is
What
everyone
it
Yep.
do?
doing?
Ah,
How's everyone doing?
we back in here.
We back. Jay, you're going to be so proud of me. We're on YouTube. I checked myself.
We are,
Ooh, stop. We cooking with grease?
Jay, you're going to be so proud.
but we not. But you know what? You know what we not on?
Uh-oh.
What are we not on? We're on YouTube. I checked myself.
We not on IG.
Yep, I see us on IG.
But we not. But you know what? You know what we
Oh,
not?
no. Are we
Oh no, that's
on?
me. That's me.
I was
That
going to
echoes me.
say, first of all, I was like, if I'm on my work live again like I was last time, because I checked that today early. Like, let me make sure I'm not on my work um live stream.
Yeah, we not on IG, but
Sis.
That's what I thought. I'm like, I
you,
don't know what
you
happened.
see us? I don't see it.
Yeah, I see it's live. Yeah, I see it too.
Y'all can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, if y'all say so, I don't.
I don't, but I'm fine. I don't need to see us. I just need to be able to talk and get some things
Are
off my
y'all sure you? Are you sure we live?
I'm about to log in from my personal and just make sure. But yeah, it says so.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see it.
So we're good, right?
That's weird.
You can't see it. Sometimes it
I
shows
can see it now.
Jay act like his tech is everybody else tech messes up, but his tech can't never mess up. I'm just saying.
Well, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No.
No, it's called user error coming from the person who's trying to get me to use it.
Wow. This is, you know what? This segues into a good point because, happy Tuesday, everybody. Sorry, before we get into it, happy
Happy
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I'm Carolyn. Welcome to the Tip Tap Podcast. I'm obviously one of your hosts.
I'm Jake Moore. I'm the tat, the tip for tat, and she is the tick and the tip for tat because we about to go tip for tat, and we going tip for tat with our main crew, Tiffany and Eddie, the homies on the boat with us. So we're gonna go ahead and sink this ship and have a little bit of fun. Yeah, what up?
No. Y'all over here singing and shit, but we got serious things to discuss tonight.
What is
Ooh,
up?
let's go.
Don't hurt
We
Let
me.
me
have
put on my
serious things
seatbelts.
to discuss this evening. Okay. So, topic tonight is the path to a better relationship. But I was at work a couple weeks ago talking to a coworker, and we were setting up an event at work. And he was telling me, okay, we could do a panel and we can do the start, stop, continue thing. And I'm like, what is that? I had never heard of that before. So I don't know if you guys know it. For those who might not know what it is, like I didn't know what it is. It's like when you're working towards a goal or you're trying to accomplish something, it's like thinking about it in terms of what are the things you need to stop, what are the things you need to start, and what are the things you need to do continue in order to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. And so I thought that I was like, oh, I want to apply that to a show because I feel like we should discuss what we need to be stop doing, start doing, and continue doing. And I think if we figure those things out, then we will be on the path to a better relationship. So that is what we're getting into tonight. And stop is first. Why do y'all think stop is first? Like when it's set up, like when they say it stop, start, continue. Why do you think it's set up that way?
Um, because if you don't stop something, it's hard to start something new.
Okay. I
I also think it's challenging us to change a bad habit. That's what I think. Because usually when stop is such a big word, like in terms of it evokes emotion, like the word no. And when people hear stop, it's like, oh, that's aggressive. You want me to like change something. And I think according to context, that's the challenge. I think that's what I hear when I hear stop as the uh, first thing to do.
When I think about stop, I think about it from a perspective of something that's holding you back or preventing you from getting to the next level of goal that you're trying to get to.
Okay. I never thought about it from any of those perspectives, but I think that's really good. I'm really ready to get into stop. So I've made a list. Okay. I have notes. Because I was like, no, seriously, guys, like seriously, I do have notes because I seriously think it really put things into perspective for me, right? Like I feel like something like this simplified what we all need to be doing in order to have healthier relationships. Like it's really not just romantic relationships, but like healthy relationships, period. Because and I think that it forces us to uh take some accountability, which is something that according to the men, the women don't do. I hear that all the time. I don't think there's a man that I have asked, do you think women take accountability, that said yes. They all say no, like it is the craziest shit I just asked them. So I don't know where this is coming from, ladies. I don't understand it.
Can we take a beat on that just for 2 minutes and 17 seconds?
Sure. What's up?
If man you ask is saying the same thing, could there be a possibility that at the very minimum there's maybe a small section of the female population that just doesn't take accountability?
I mean, I hate to admit it, but I'm forced
Oh,
to.
I know.
I'm forced to, based on the numbers. Like, that's just how it is. Unfortunately, it is very hard for me to understand because I am not like that. And I don't have friends who are like that. Like, the people that I hang, because I think that's a sign of a certain level of emotional intelligence when you are able to take accountability for your actions. And so I think that everyone that I hang out with is on a level emotionally, as far as their intelligence is concerned, to where they can do that because they know that that's part of having a healthy relationship. And when you're going in the right direction when you're able to take accountability for your actions. So that being said, it is always surprising to me that so many women don't do it. And I don't know why. Tiffany, do you know? Can you speak on it from a woman's perspective? Like, why do you think we have such a hard time taking accountability?
I was just going to say, I think it's twofold. I think women don't have a problem with taking accountability when it comes to professional, working relationships, friendships, those types of things. But when it comes to the intimate relationships, yes, some women can have issues taking accountability because they're admitting fault or they're admitting that they've done something wrong. And in romantic relationships, sometimes that tends to be the hardest thing to do, to admit you're wrong to your partner.
Why are we afraid of being wrong in our relationships? You over there making all those faces. Would you like to speak? Like
you guys are doing great. You don't need me right now. I'm all ears.
Hop in.
Because sometimes the best results, the best solutions come from sometimes the problem itself. I'm waiting.
Say that again.
Sometimes.
He's saying sometimes the best solutions come from the women because we're clearly the ones that have the issues, so we need to work through it.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay. Why are we afraid to admit that we're wrong from a woman's perspective? Why would we be afraid to admit that we're wrong? I think maybe from a woman's perspective, it is hard for women to admit when they're wrong because we are conditioned to try and be perfect all the time. We always got to look a certain way. We always have to have a certain kind of attitude or demeanor. We're always supposed to just move a certain way as women. And I think that can be difficult to do all the time. Sometimes we don't, feel like dressing up. Sometimes we don't. It sometimes feels like a lot of pressure to do and look and be on point with everything at all times. At work, we got to be on point, just everything.
Do you think it also has a lot to do with the fact that traditionally you're only supposed to be seen and not heard? And because of that, you weren't able to express yourself and I'm not just talking about women, to just historically. And because of that, it when you do speak, it's like that pressure you're talking about. It's got to be on point. It's like you only get one chance to really be on point. I'm just guessing here and trying to figure it out because I'm really interested in why it is very difficult to be in a relationship and women find it hard to be accountable. I'm like I don't know not one man that not only will say like nah I don't know not one but can explain it.
I have a theory, and this is just my theory because I grew up with three sisters, single mom, married now, of course. My theory is that whenever you find out you're wrong, it means you have to change. And I think we're socialized as men to know that we have to always change and adjust. Women are
Mm,
always socialized to be accepted for who they are. If you let's say you're a bigger girl, no one ever tells a bigger girl you got to lose weight.
mm,
If you were bigger, Jay, I would tell you, your homie would tell, your girl would tell, and it would be it wouldn't even be hard feelings. It'd be like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna hit this gym a little harder now. But when it's kind of like women are socialized to know that everyone's supposed to accept them for who they are. So then you take that attitude in a relationship where you have to learn how to conform a little bit because y'all moving in sync with somebody. You literally learning a choreography in the relationship. And when you stepping on my toes, I'm gonna let you know. And now you in your feelings because no one's ever told you that you did it wrong, that you doing it wrong. And it's kind of a sad place because I think what ends up happening is that it becomes dramatic for women to admit they're wrong or to even feel like, oh my God, he's correcting me because they've been accepted all their life. Be you, boo. You're enough. You know.
Well, I also have a perspective. Being growing up in a southern manner, you had a lot of rules, right? You had to learn how to, do tea, how to set the place, set the table. You had to do so. As it was the opposite for some people, they got corrected all the time, right? So now as you grow up as an adult, you feel like you got it all together. Everything is 100%. So to have someone else, point the finger at you, that's a hard adjustment because you feel like that everything you have been grown up and raised to be is perfect, so to speak. So it's hard for someone else to tell you imperfections about yourself and have to look at it
so what's
sometimes.
a good stop here, right, in regards to this accountability thing? What's a good stop and start here and to continue here in this particular subject? Because
I
I'll be honest with you, I think 27% of problems in a relationship can be cleared up if a woman just takes some sort of accountability.
I think for couples specifically, if you're in a relationship, right? Let's just take 2024, right? When you can sit down with your partner, just like, hey, we're having this discussion. There's no feelings involved. We're gonna do an assessment of our 2024. Like, let's look at our 2024 and think about some things that we would like to stop doing as a couple, right? So this is like you put an appointment on the calendar, you and your partner are getting together. So you're coming from a place where it's not, you're not already emotionally charged, you're not already kind of thinking about coming into it. It's like a neutral mode. So you and your partner can be honest with each other about the things that didn't go so well in your year of review and the things you want to stop doing in the current year.
Mm.
Yeah, I kind of looked at it in a way where, and maybe I missed the assignment, but for me, I was thinking like I think that most of us we date a lot to where it becomes like we build these preferences of all these good dates that we were on, and when we meet a person and we date them, we're trying to like change them into this like DNA of like, I want him to look like Jay, or be funny like Mo, and cool and educated like Bert. You know, like we because we remember all these people that we liked, so we're trying to look at this person and see if it fits a box. And I always find it's always funny. Like I go back to what we had said a couple shows back. Like only women can get away with doing this. But women, I've met a lot of women at dinner parties who have introduced their husbands or boyfriends as like, oh my God, Carolyn, you know he ain't never been my type, but I'm telling you, I changed him and worked on him like he's flipping, like they flip in a house. Mm-hmm. Where a guy could never say that about a girl. Like I could never say like, yo, Jay, you know Carolyn was never my type, right, dude? Right? Like, remember college? Like you would be so
you get your face tore off. You say some shit like that.
But women love to say they fix somebody. Like, oh, and they really, and the way I think the way they y'all fix us is trying to take DNA of guys y'all used to date, the ones that got away maybe, oops, but like, and then just kind of putting them in like Build-A-Bear, like, ooh, you know, and then that's him. And I think women need to stop doing that. I think y'all need to be more open-minded, go into the journey of like, I'm gonna
hold on, stop building a bear and start doing what?
It's and you know what? Here we go. That's what I was looking. My second point was to start listening to understand. You know, like like be more intentional with your listening. I feel like a lot of women that I know are very selective hearers. They only hear what they want, and they kind of cut the other part. That's why I always get annoyed with certain people, and I feel like I'm repeating myself. Like, you ain't hear that I just said that, but it's like, you know, they just hear that one part. And I feel like if we start listening to each other better, we'll hear, like, you know, like I think, like, I don't know if you ever seen that movie Carlito's Way. You ever see Carlito's Way?
No.
If you watch the first 2 minutes of the movie, he tells you the whole movie. He tells you he's gonna die. He tells you that Benny Blanco's gonna kill him. And then 3 hours later, you know, it is what it is. My point is you almost can skip the whole movie because the first 2 minutes is like, this is what happens. But the point is that I think that we're not good listeners. We don't listen to each other.
So do you, in terms of accountability though, because that's what we're trying to focus on at this
Stop taking it personal.
Okay.
When a mistake is made. Okay. Right? Start saying, my bad. Continue on with life. It's just a moment. If you do something, and men are great about this because we have to, especially if you played a sport, right? Especially a team sport. My bad on that pass. What's the coach always say? Next play, don't worry about it, next play. Right? Like that's something that you have to have amnesia sometimes when it comes to a team sport, but also a relationship. My bad, Carolyn, I forgot to get you your coffee this morning. You forgive me? Cool. Next, let's go on with life. And we let it go. So we're not taking it personal. I'm taking accountability, but I know my intent wasn't to hurt your feelings, and I didn't do it on purpose. So I can stop taking it personal if I do something wrong, and I can start taking accountability. And like I said, it's as simple as saying, my bad, my bust, and then let's continue on with life.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cut and dry. I mean, it sounds very simple. But I do honestly, if you do those things, you will see improvement in your relationship. It really is that simple, in my opinion. All right.
So in this scenario, it could be, and as far as dating, it could be stop making quick judgments on people and give them a chance before.
I need Tiffany.
There's a fine line between making quick judgments and knowing what you want. Okay.
I was just about to say, I need you to define a little bit more judgment, like that term, that activity, because everything that we do when we first meet somebody is an assessment or a judgment or whatever you want to call it.
So, for instance, I don't know, a friend of mine, right? She met this guy. She's like telling me about him. And like in the first 2 minutes, she already listing the stuff she don't like about him. And I'm like, well, y'all didn't even. I mean,
was it superficial things? Like, did it have anything to do with looks, or like he's, the way he sat, or how he chewed his food? Like, what was it? What were the things?
First I thought that okay, they connected, right? But the environment wasn't an environment where you could really like get to know somebody. So in my opinion, I was just like, y'all have some phone conversations, go out somewhere to actually get to know them, because she likes him off of the vibes that they got from meeting, but it was an environment where you could assess like what's like the person on the other side. So I thought it was too quick.
Okay, that's fair.
But
I get that. Because we do. I think we do judge each other unfairly when we first meet somebody. You never know. You can meet somebody and they can be digging you, but they're also having a bad day. So the vibe's off. Right? The vibe could be better, but this person having a bad day. Like I'm sure Carolyn, only 2 days out the week, is having a good day. So you catch her on one of the bad teacher days, you might get cussed out, but she's a sweet girl. But then
Just rude.
That bad day, boy, you might catch one. You know what I'm saying? And that's not fair.
Anybody sitting you. I don't, first of all, I don't be having bad days like that. Second of all, okay, I'm ready to move on from accountability. Like I feel like
okay, let's go. I know you got a little list. I know you got a little list.
I do. So the next one on the list is playing games. This is kind of broad. We need to definitely stop playing games.
Define games.
To me, it's a get like this is one that I feel like is common that I see people do, and I've done myself, but in my opinion, it's playing games. Like the whole like texting back or like calling back. Like if someone texts me and then I text them back, and then they don't text me back, then now I'm not allowed to send another text after that because they haven't texted me back yet. And if I do, I look thirsty, even though.
So we need to redefine that. We need to redefine that because it's not about playing games. What that really is about let's not be afraid to be vulnerable. Let's start.
That's what I wrote on mine, Jay. I wrote.
Let's start.
Be intentional.
Let's be hey, I was just thinking about you. You don't have to reply back. Or if you think about the person you want to call them, be brave enough and vulnerable enough to pick up the phone and just call them without having to go by the 3-day rule or the 24-hour rule or that motherfucker. I text last, so they got to text me back. Fuck all that. Let's start being brave and intentional in all the things without setting these rules up, because that's what you're talking about.
It is, but I go ahead, Tiffany.
I was just gonna say, based off of conversations with my friends, once again, they go into things already thinking that somebody is playing a game.
Give me an example.
Okay, so
I feel like y'all have two separate opposite sets of friends.
We could possibly.
That's just a sidebar.
We could possibly.
Tiffany's friend, she's always counseling. Carolyn has the best friends on planet Earth.
I do have the best friends on planet Earth. That's great.
Because I want the best for them, and I don't want them self-sabotage.
No, I love it though. I love it.
Something that could be for them, right? Because had I judged the person that I love and am married to, like we wouldn't be together, right? Because of these false things that sometimes we put on ourselves or in our heads. So yeah, I be trying to look out for my friends. But my story. The guy, they were supposed to go on a date. The guy said he lost his phone. He didn't call. He didn't nothing. Like, so she done called all the girlfriends, cursed them out, written him off. And he ended up calling her from his homeboy number. He literally was in an Uber and left his phone in the Uber. But she thought he had like stood her up, was being disrespectful, didn't call, text, nothing. And I'm like, well, I don't even know. And he went on his iCloud or something. That's how he knew her phone number, to call her from his boy phone. So we already done, saying he playing games.
And not knowing the situation at all. Like, not knowing the situation at all.
I think you and I got the same friends, Tiff, because I got friends that be like playing poker when they go on dates. Like this idea of like how to like they be redefining words like single.
How do you redefine single?
Like when you act like I have a friend where you can ask him like, "Are you single?" And his mind is like, "Well," and he got a girl at home or something, or he's like trying to make it work with somebody that he's not working with. But then he like, you can't. I feel like I don't know. I know single to me just mean like I'm available and I'm open to be with somebody, but not on some like I got a rotation of a couple people that I'm not really serious with. And it's like, wow, that's what the word mean to y'all now. Like y'all flipping words up and down, a lot of double talking, and that's why I feel like that's why I threw in intentional, because I feel like that's what ends up happening and why people end up going into dates with this bad mindset, because they feel like somebody's, not showing their hand, someone's bluffing. And then they find out like, oh, you mean you did have this girl? It's like crazy, man. It's like I feel bad for a lot of people sometimes.
Yeah, well, just as someone that's dating, or well, I was. I get what you're saying. I was. We've put an end to that. I lasted like 2 weeks, bro. Like 2 weeks, and I went on 2 days. 2 weeks, and I went on 2 days in 2 weeks, and that.
Wow.
Was
2 weeks, and then you gave him 2 weeks.
You said what?
you gave him 2, like you quit. Like,
you caught her on one of them bad days.
I'm done. But what I was gonna, we not finna get on my dating life because it's non-existent right now. But what I will say is that people are still like playing games, you know, like, and it's like you said, like having a rotation with like, bro, we're like 40 years old. Like, why is that even still a thing? Like, if you're not like, I feel like if you're not trying to be intentional about being with someone, that's okay if that's what you're on. But like, you cannot pretend that you're on one thing and you're on another. Or to me, it's playing games. And I'm going to come at the men a little bit with this, because as a woman, this has just been my experience with men. What men play games in a sense of, it's like they always have you wondering, like, do they really care or not? Like, what's really going on in the situation? To me, that's playing games. Because like, I've been in situations and I've seen situations that my friends were in where the man will be all like this one guy was on my girl's dick, like just on her, like just saying all the right things and doing all the right things. And then, the minute she started to show any type of vulnerability, like that, or that she was really feeling him, he just switched up like completely. Like if you guys were able to read the text threads, like the before text threads, and then like after the switch up, you would be like, this is
that may not be a game. That may be something serious that's going on with him when it comes to relationships. That may not be a game.
Well, my whole thing is, it's a game if you're stringing someone along, or you're not sure about where you are with this person, you should be communicating that. Like you shouldn't move like you all care about this person, and saying all these things that support that you care about this person, and doing some things that support you care about this person, and then all of a sudden, like, you don't, like, the switch up happens. Like, I honestly don't understand it, because it's literally like a light switch.
So was the tone set? Did he set the tone for the relationship, or was the tone set of what she wanted, what her expectations are? And if he wasn't up to the point of what she wanted, expected, then she's not the person.
Great question.
Yeah. So
sometimes sometimes, and you hear people talk about love bombing and all this stuff. That's great, but if you haven't set the tone of what you want, like I don't know if he was asked what what he wanted, what was he looking for, or was he just trying to love bomb her so he could get some and then keep it moving?
Do you think that when we don't set the tone as women, that opens up the door for that type of movement for men? Like,
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Look, once I turned 35, any date I went on, I said, look, I was up front. I don't have to look. 12 years of my life was
playtime.
12 years.
Playtime is over.
I don't have time to play no games with you. If you're not moving how I'm trying to move, then you can stay out in the streets and keep moving.
So where do we draw the line at then from you? If you're not moving like I need you to move, and our standards are too high, or we're not being open or realistic in our standards? Because like I feel like
those are two different things.
No, it's at the end of the day, what are you doing? Are you doing what I want you to be doing as far as what I'm trying to accomplish?
First of all, that's your problem. It's not about what you want them to be doing. It's, are they doing something that can contribute to a life together?
It's right. It's setting the tone from the perspective of what it looks like for you.
Right.
Yes.
So
I said do what you need to be doing. I don't necessarily mean doing. I just mean like.
Here's what I'm talking about. When y'all talk about which preferences versus setting a tone, there's a difference between I want a man that's this, and this 666 versus I want a man who's interested in having a relationship, that's willing to provide, that's willing to work together, that's going to respect me, blah, 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 blah. Those are two different sets of requirements that y'all try to mesh together. And that's that's not how this works.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but aren't they all part of like what a preference? Like this is what you're looking for in a person? How's that not?
Because this package over here that I was talking about in relation to being respectful, wanting to build a life, this, that, and the third, that comes in many different packages and many different looks and many different careers, etc., etc. It has nothing to do with how they look. So yeah, those things are mutually exclusive.
But if you want both,
and that's what I'm saying, then you have to contend with the fact that man that you're talking about is probably either on some bullshit or already taken. Because that man you're talking about is a fucking unicorn.
Right. I agree.
And he had, and I hate to say this because I don't always believe it, but it's probably, you only as faithful as your options. Mm-hmm. That man has got options. And if you aren't coming and if you're not the best in class, you liable to get your feelings hurt.
And I feel like that's the difference between men and women, because a woman could understand that and be cool. If it's not her, it's not her, and she'll be cool to be by herself, not getting that. Whereas it seems like men.
That is so untrue. Women have way bigger egos than men off the top.
If somebody don't want
your ego is what allows you. Your ego is what allows you to feel like you can go after this man in the first place.
Okay, I don't knock anybody for thinking they can go after anybody they want to. I don't knock. And as a Leo and as a person who I am, I'm never going to be saying you can't get what you want in life, a person included. That's just my attitude. But it doesn't matter really how you respond. I'm not saying we respond. I'm saying like women respond. If a woman is rejected like that, if there's a man that she wants that she can't get, she is okay to just chill. She doesn't feel like she has to go run and be with the next man, a certain type of woman, just because that one didn't want her. Whereas it seems like a lot of men think because what a woman wants might be rare, and the chances of her getting it because it's rare to begin with, like it doesn't even exist like that. That because she wants that she's somehow being unrealistic.
You are, because logically and numerically, it's not going to work out. You literally, it's not even about. We don't listen. Let me paint a picture for you. Let's just pretend.
It could work out though.
Let's pretend Denzel Washington is literally the perfect man, and God made 3 of them. And there's 10 million women going after this dude, these 3 guys. What is the percent chance that you're going to land this guy? One of the 3 Denzels.
It's going to be a low percentage. I get that.
It's going to be damn near nilch. Okay. Right?
I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
So because of that, what we're saying is, hey, why fight or go after something that you're probably not going to get, not because you're not dope, but because this man literally has a choice of any woman on the planet. I'm a good guy. Hey, look over here. I may not be the perfect man, but I am a man that has these things and these qualities. That's all we're saying. Why are you like, yo, like somebody like who likes you? I'm not saying that every little nigga that come along.
Everybody's choice.
But
say that again.
Go ahead, Tiffany.
Okay.
Say it.
I was just gonna say, but the thing is, they can have all those qualities and not be on the same page with you. They might be. They. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta find a person that's gonna be on the same page, and then you start vetting them.
And that's where we should start. That part, not on the looks and all that. I don't agree with starting there per se. I'm not saying that attraction is not something we need. I'm not. But we have to become realistic and start looking at, yo, this guy that I'm looking at this age, he's either single and not looking because he can have any woman he wants. He's divorced and trying not to get married, or he's ready to settle down to the third, and he's probably got 3, 4 on his list that's ready to like. That man is, you better come with it. But then there's 50 other guys that may not meet the looks that you may have all the way, but they may hit everything else. Spiritually, socially, emotionally, physically, that are not getting a chance.
I don't disagree with you. I agree with everything that you said. I just don't like that women who choose not to, if they like, I don't think there's anything wrong with women wanting what they want and trying for that or going for that or however you want to say it, and them being okay if they don't get it. Like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, because it's their choice. If they want to go, if they want someone else or they want to go entertain what someone else has to offer, they can. They know they can, and they're still choosing not to. And they're okay with that, obviously. So why are they? I don't think women should be villainized for that. I mean, I don't think that anybody can say who anybody else should try for or what level they're on or whatever. Well, I will agree with what Tiffany said. You gotta. The first thing is, are we on the same page with how we trying to move, what we trying to do, what we want in life? Like, what does that look like? Are we on the same page with that? What kind of lifestyle we want to live? Like, it starts there. And then all of the other things that, because what I want or what I'm looking for in a partner is not going to be the same as the next woman. So
absolutely,
some women prioritize finances above all else, and they don't give a damn what you look like, what you do, like none of that matters.
And they usually get what they want,
right? Because it's easy to do if you're going to settle and all you care about is the money. If you're
no, that's what I'm not saying. I'm talking about when you know what you want, as far as, hey, I want a church going man, or I want this, I want that. when you're deliberate about those things and you're not really so much worried about the superficial stuff, you end up finding what you want.
Right. And I think, but also, if you're the type that is into the superficial stuff, that is your business. Do we think, does everyone on here, or do any of us think that that's the way to go, or that's what's important? No, but some people will think that, and
So
at
why
some
are you
point they may start to
co-signing it?
change. What?
Why are you co-signing?
I'm not co-signing it. I'm just not judging it, because we all had to grow just like they had to grow. Eventually, at some point, they will realize that what's really important is not those things. But we all had to come to that journey on our own. I don't think I will just speak for myself. I had to come to that journey on my own. There was a time where I was focused on the surface things. And
so
now
don't co-sign it. I promise you, the women will still like you.
I don't care. No, I know you don't know. I know that you
Then
know
why co-sign
that
something
I
you
don't
know?
care what
Then
nobody
why
thinks.
co-sign something that you know doesn't work?
I'm not necessarily, I'm not co-signing it. I'm just not saying, I'm just saying it's not wrong to do if that's what you want to do. I don't feel like me saying you should do. I feel like
If you're
me
not saying
co-signing
if
means
you're not
I
saying it's
do
not
something.
wrong, then you're saying it's what?
No, I feel like, to me, co-signing is me saying that is something that you should do.
You're
I'm
not
not
saying it's something
co-signing.
that you
I'm not
shouldn't
saying that
do.
is something you should do. I am saying if that's what you want to do, that's what you do. It's your
You're
life.
not saying that it's something you shouldn't do. You're trying to play in the gray area and be neutral.
Okay. In my opinion, if they ask me directly, I will tell them that is not something you should do.
Okay, then live there. That's
Okay.
it.
If
Live there.
y'all want to ask me, I will tell you that's not something you should do. But
We're asking. We're asking.
right. But I will also say you
So
got to give
stop
grace.
living in the superficial world. Start living and going after the things that really, really count.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Whatever. Oh, here's a good one. I just have stopped caring about what other people think.
So I agree with that to a certain extent. And here's what I tell people, right? I may not like I know I can be an asshole, right? It might be somebody that I don't like or somebody random saying that you're a real asshole. I don't give a fuck about that person, but that doesn't mean what they're saying doesn't have some truth to it. Right? So we have to walk a fine line in, hey, we need more self-awareness, I guess, in that spirit. And just having a better understanding or an understanding of who and what you are. And so if somebody, whether you like them or not, or somebody random says something about you, it's, oh, I know I'm that already. And I might be working on it or I might not. So I think there's a fine line there, and I think it has a lot to do with self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you on that.
That's a tough one. You on mute, Shawty?
Oh, I think she.
Dang, thought I was in a work meeting for a second. My bad. I agree with you said. I think self-awareness it's important. But also I think some of it is like confidence as well, because I think you have to be confident in who you are, what you're capable of. Because I think sometimes when we get caught up in what other people think, then what they think could sway decisions that we make, right? And whether that's good or bad, that just depends on the situation and who it is. But I feel like as we grow in confidence, we're less swayed by others' opinion. And we are confident that we know what's best for us because we are very self-aware. and we're already being intentional about doing whatever work is necessary to better ourselves. So I think that we should, if we're gonna start being more confident and trusting ourselves, as we grow and become better people, that we're more than capable of making the right decisions for ourselves. Because I know sometimes when you lack confidence, when in times where I've lacked confidence, I have made poor decisions.
You lack confidence?
Yes, there. I mean, it is very rare that I lack confidence in matters. However, there are times when it happens, and when I do, and probably the area that I've lacked confidence in the most is in my relationships with men. If I had have been confident as I am now as I was years ago, I would have saved a lot of trouble for sure.
What triggers you? What triggers your insecurity?
Um, what triggers my insecurities? I don't know. Now it's just if I feel like anything that makes me feel like I can't trust. That's the main one. Because trust is something that I'm still continuing to work on. And so that my trust issues can be easily triggered. They're very much triggered by, like, if someone tells me they're going to do something and they don't do it, that is like, I might stop talking to you after that. If you're somebody I'm like dating or getting to know,
That's some Aquarius shit.
like my people or whatever. But then I'm also the same type of person who you can say something as simple as, my bad when you do something, and I'm fine with that. Like Jay mentioned earlier, like I'm very easy to get over things, with like a quick little sincere apology. It doesn't have to be anything drawn out. But I think definitely we have to work on being more confident so that it's harder to get triggered. Like, I think a lot of things used to trigger me years ago, but now there's not nearly as many things that trigger me because of who I am as a person. I've grown in my confidence. And honestly, once you start to heal and grow in your confidence, and you realize it makes me have so much more grace for people, because we are all just fucked up out here. Everybody, we're all just fucked up ass people with our fucked up ass issues that we are all trying to work through on a daily basis. And so we're not perfect, any of us. We all have our stuff. And so when you are growing as a person, you have much more grace for people because you know that you have to. I'm no better than you in terms of the things that I do wrong in life or on a daily basis. I'm just trying to be a better person every day. And so you just have to grant people that grace to know that they're trying to be a better person every day too. But they just didn't do it that good this time. They made a mistake. It is what it is.
I'm about to piggyback off of your joints. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish.
Okay, go ahead. No, you're good.
Stop wearing your issues. Let me start off like this. People going to therapy is reaching at an all-time high, and that's really dope. I saw this today. But people need to stop wearing their trauma as a coat of arms. Like that is not what you are.
Mm-hmm.
Stop that. Like, if you have ADHD, that is not something that you can walk around like that's like a scarlet letter, or use that as an excuse for any behavior or anything like that. Like, stop it. It's got to stop. Also, or use it as some sort of emotional crutch. Also, we have got to stop saying or doing if you have a bad day, it's because of a past trauma. Right? You're going to have bad days. It's not because of something that happened in your childhood. You just had a bad fucking day. Get over it. What I'm talking about right now is the fact that I think a lot of times that we're lazy, and that we don't want to do the work that is required, that therapy requires you do in order to become a better you. to get past that. The point of therapy is to get past your trauma, not live in it.
Yeah, I agree.
Not to live in your issues, is to get past it. And we're not doing that. It's an excuse to misbehave. It's an excuse to say, like, oh, you know what I mean? My bad. I did this because based on some shit. Nah, that's not how it works. And what's happening is that we're using these things that are past traumas as a hindrance to become much more mentally tough. That's the point. It's become, or train yourself on how to get past or work through when you are trauma, or when this trauma comes up. It's to have the tools to be able to work through it so you can be a better person, so you can get past certain situations. And we're not doing that. So I'll say,
what do we need to put it in terms of
stop wearing things as a badge. Stop thinking that everything is from trauma, and start utilizing the tools that your therapist provides to work past these past issues and continue to get better as a human being.
Yeah. I don't know if you need to start that or you need to continue wherever a person is in life, but like, you definitely on a daily basis, you should be trying to be a better human being, period. Like, just consistently on a daily basis. Okay. And that looks like different things for different people, but every day you wake up, you should want to be a better human being than you was the day before. Definitely, if you do that, you will see improvement in your relationships, because you will start to become a different type of person, and that influences the people around you. Here's one that I wanted to, moving away from the stops, because I'm sorry, I got one more stop. We gotta stop. This is more towards us as a community, but it also impacts dating. We have to stop trying to stunt on one another. We have to stop trying to stunt on one another. Like, why do we do that? I mean, I know why we do it, but like, okay, let's talk about how we need to stop doing that. Okay. Because for one, it's expensive. It's expensive. We wasting our money on stupid shit trying to stunt on one another. Like, how dumb is that? At the end of the day, like, so I'm gonna waste my money, or I'm gonna go in debt, or I'm gonna put myself in a fucked up financial position to try to stunt on my brothers and my sisters, on my own people. Like, what? Make that make sense. Make that make sense.
Well, part of stunt is the fact that it comes from the fact that we were told at one point we couldn't have it.
Right.
And being able to have it is like saying, fuck you, I got it.
And I love that for us. Go stunt on them. Okay?
But that's what we're stunting for.
You pull up to the White House dinner party,
okay. We just not stunt for us, though. We stunt for them, too.
Okay, but not when we in Park and 14th doing bottle wars. We not stunting for them. We stunting.
Sure we are, because we're gonna take these pictures. We're gonna take this Instagram.
No.
And we're gonna put it out in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Bottle wars is stunting on each other. Like, stop it. Like, no. And it's stupid, because it's just, we're just throwing our money away. And honestly, stunning, whether we want to admit it or not, comes from a place of insecurity. You are insecure. That's why you're trying to stunt. Like,
or it's a way to get women.
I'm sorry.
It's a way to get women. Y'all understand, half the shit we do is for y'all, and I'm being generous with that.
That's terrible.
Doing shit for you
because stunting is a negative thing, and we all know it, and it's like glorified in our communities.
If it's so negative
in our songs, and it's
if it's so negative, why does it get so much attention from women?
Because it's not this, it's the money part of it, not the stunting part. Like, that is,
I think stunters are broke.
Right, exactly.
They're not putting their money wisely.
Men that really have bread, they don't move like that.
To y'all, it does, right? And I think, again, I always say this: we live in a bubble. To the average woman, you got to remember, we only make $54,000 on average in our community. Salary.
And you buying bottles at the club.
Hold on. On average.
Exactly.
On average.
You try to have battle wars with your 54
Hold on, though.
colleagues.
Some of us, there's some of us that don't have legit jobs. And so if I can show you that I make more than the $55,000 in our community, but the first thing I'm showing anybody is that I can provide a secure environment, at least financially.
That's not that's attracting attention, but not the kind of it's not going to attract good women. Good women are not going to be impressed.
Hold on though, and again, a good woman is subjective. It depends on the dude you're talking to.
You right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I outside of DC, you're not going to find the population of Black people that make the type of money we make here.
I agree.
Not. And so if I go to another city, I was just in New Orleans last week. I was there for a small business conference. And everybody out there owns their businesses and the third. A couple of guys went to a strip club. They took $1,000 with them. Understand, they were the most popular two guys in the strip club. You would have thought 50 Cent walked in there. $1,000. Think about that. It's people in this area that blow that in 2 months at Starbucks. $1,000. They was them boys.
Yeah. But
we live in a bubble here. If I'm able to go to a spot,
too, Jay, it's worse than that because Carolyn, nobody pocket watches more than a woman. And at the next day at the salon, that's the first thing y'all say to each other is like, man, he spent $1,000 on this, and then he bought $300 on that. Then he had a bottle war with this guy he didn't even know. Ooh, and everybody is like oohing and eyeing. And it's like it becomes a spectacle. And at the end of the day, we won because we created a spectacle on the date. And that's what y'all remember. Never mind that, I probably, did some things that you probably would have been like, oh, get out of here. But I done dropped, $6,000 on that date. Like nothing. And then everyone's talking, ooh, girl, when you gonna see him again? It's like,
I don't know what to tell you.
That's the first thing all my homegirls tell me. Oh, he picked me up in this, and he took me there. Oh, he pulled out my seat and knew the waiter and knew I was like, come on, man. And I'd be laughing because I'm like, oh man, this is, it's pageantry. It's a pageantry at its finest, and it works on a lot of women that kind of check for that because I think women have been socialized to see, like how Jay said, can he provide a safe environment? If I drop $6,000 like water, that's pretty safe.
To me, I'm looking at it. It's screaming
right.
Red
That's what I say.
Red flags. Because people who got money,
they do. And anybody who's been around people who really have that bread, they move much more differently. They're not.
And again, y'all live here. You're around money every day.
But we've been other places. We're not. This is other places.
You've been to other places like where they had money like here. I'll wait.
I'm talking about. I've just been in other environments where the people there had money, not necessarily another city. I mean, I've been to different cities where people have money, but I've been around a lot of people that have a lot of money in various.
That's not my argument. What I'm telling you is that there's a very small population of people, Black people, who not only have money but are also around money. So we can't just talk about this small population of people.
I mean, I can go back home to Petersburg, Virginia, and
don't even try it. Don't even try it. I know Magic City. I know P-Town. Back in the day, I know Magic City. Won't know. Listen, if I know the cats that ran up in there from Richmond balling out with $500, they look like they was big time.
Right, but
that's not a lot of money.
Okay, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, like you wasting money trying to look like you got money.
That's not all the way.
That does not make you're wasting money to look like you for people to know you got, whether you got it or you don't. And a lot of times they don't even have it. So now you wasting money that you really don't got, trying to make people think that you have money. That's insecurity. That's an insecurity. And we need to stop that in our community.
What if I got it and I just like to spend it? Is it tricking if I got it? Am I insecure if I got it?
That's your business. That is your business.
Well, I'm not. It's not about. Stop that. We're not talking about if it's your business or not, because you've already said if I do that, I'm insecure. I'm asking you, is it insecure if I got it and I like spending it? Am I insecure, or am I just spending money that I know I got?
It depends. In my opinion, the majority of the time, it's stemming from an insecurity, because the people that have the most money be the cheapest people.
That's not always true, love. That's not always true.
It's not always. Nothing's always true. But I feel like our people, our community stunt, because if you listen to the lyrics of songs, the stunt comes with, it's like, I'm talking about what I can do and what you can't do, which I can do it, but you can't do it. If you're just really celebrating the fact that you got bread and you can spend it however you want to, you're just doing it. Like, this is just what I do. But it's I am doing this and you can't do it. Ha, ha, ha. I'm on G5s and you're in Coach. Ha, ha, ha. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. And when you're doing it to put someone down, you're doing it from an insecure place. Because that's what bullies and insecure people do. That's why y'all president run around do what he do. He's so fucking insecure. And he gives very little penis energy. Okay? I hope the FBI clocked that. Yeah, go run tell Donnie I said it, okay? Because it's insanity. Okay?
Donald, stop. Got him.
Stop it. But, okay, sorry, that was totally off track. But
I love where you went
comes from insecurity, and it's damaging to our community, because I don't see other cultures doing that. Okay, like we having dead people propped up. Yeah, this was DC too, and they had that dead rapper propped up in the club in some Amiri jeans.
Air.
What rapper?
It wasn't that Air. Don't do that. What? Don't do that. It was that Bliss.
He was at the club.
Bliss, yeah. I can remember. Even still, the same ownership, but yeah, Bliss.
Come on now.
You know, I'm gonna ask Abdul about that. Next time I see his ass, I'm gonna ask him about that shit.
I think, but that, like, you're just a stunt. Like, seriously, they got that man stunned dead.
Come on, man.
Like, he's dead. What he got to prove?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Okay. Seriously, like, I'm not making fun of the fact that he's passed. Like, I'm really not. I'm just saying, like, the level that we as a culture will go to just to say we got something and you don't got it, meaning you're less than, like, that is all coming from a place of insecurity, and we definitely need to stop that. We need to stop that. You got it, like, let's go. I'm happy for you. Let's figure out how more people can get it. You're especially in this area where, like you said, there is a high concentration of people who are doing well financially in our communities. Like, we should be celebrating in a way that helps get more people up to that level. Like, not saying, ha, 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 I got bread and you can't, you know? And then because of stunt culture also creates the dynamics of, like, making money, prioritizing money, I think, from women. Because if you ain't got no money as a man, like, you're getting stunted on. And they talk about that in songs all the time. Like, I love our culture. Like, I love rap and hip hop. I really do. But it is so incredibly damaging to people who are not, mature emotionally or have any emotional intelligence whatsoever, because of the messages that it sends. And they're awful. And that's why we got the young people running around, trying to stand on each other, talking to each other crazy and in negative ways. We got the girls out here twerking, like, that's all. That's really, no, that's not okay. That's not okay. So that is, guys, that's seriously, like, we have to stop doing that. Like, we have to figure out a way to celebrate the fact that we're winning in life and we're doing good things and we're accomplishing our goals, but not in a way that's putting other people down. Okay, like because we wasted money and we just look stupid doing it.
I can dig it.
All right, I got some more if y'all want to keep going.
Let's go.
Protect women. This is a really big one. We have to protect women. Now, that looks like a bunch of different things. That looks like if I'm a woman and you see me and like maybe I'm getting cussed out or something like that by another man, or if another man attacks me, like as men, you should jump in. That's just one example. Like,
here's the hard part about that. And this is where, before you go protect women, I think women have to protect themselves. Here's what I mean. And I mean that as a gender. At some point, women are going to have to come together and say, this is what we're not going to tolerate across the board. Because what happens is, and I'm going to use your example, is the fact that there are some women who think you don't love me if you don't cuss me out, if you don't beat me, if you don't do these things. And so to the average stand-up man, when he sees that, he's going to jump in to a situation where, oh no, that's what she wanted. And he might get hurt. Which goes back to, and the married folks on the line can say that a lot of times it's probably best to mind your own business when it comes to relationship. You have no idea the dynamic between those two people. Let me be very clear. I don't condone putting your hands on anybody. A man should never put their hands on a woman, and a woman should never put their hands on a man. But what I am saying is that there are folks out here who condone it within their relationship. And if you don't know that up front, you can find yourself getting into some serious trouble or get hurt yourself. So yeah. I think women at some point have to come to a place where, no, we're not tolerating this as a gender. That's the rule.
I certainly don't disagree with that. I think that we need to be more, vocal and outspoken about that as women. But also, and then that's just one example of protection. Something else that comes to mind is like, just going back to social media, like there's a lot of like twerking, like there's a lot of like videos that are just doing too much. Like, and it's sad to see now. Not to say that I didn't do things when I was young, like, but I don't know if it's because it's like out there so much and it's everywhere you go, like in terms of social media. I think that more men could protect women in the sense of not liking it, or saying, you don't have to do it, or what? Why you gotta like the big booty girl twerking? Why do you have to like it?
She got a big booty.
But that's what she's doing it for, and you're encouraging it, and like it's not okay.
I'm encouraging it. Let me ask you something. Me telling a woman not to do something, how you think that's gonna go? Hold on, let me back up. Me telling a black woman not to do something, how you think that's gonna go over?
I said don't like the pictures and the videos. Don't like it. Like don't like it. Don't encourage it.
The group chat is lit.
But Carolyn, let's not play each other, man. Women do shit for other women. They don't do nothing for us. We just bone it.
Why is a woman booty butt out twerking?
She's trying to show other women, look what I can do.
What is a woman getting out of that?
Whoa, don't get it twisted. Y'all dress for other women.
What are we
getting? Y'all don't dress for us.
Okay.
Not at all.
Y'all
don't shake booty for us.
Because we don't look at the subtleties and the details. That's why. Let me tell you something. That's why y'all wear them. That's why y'all wear them stuffaluppagus eyelashes. Them shits ain't for us.
No, can you answer my question? Why would you condone twerking, and why do you think that twerking?
I don't condone it. I just like a big ass.
for
But
women.
I think women do it the same way men. How you were
Tiffany,
saying earlier
I
with
keep
the
to the
flexing
ball.
with the money. Women flex their sexuality the same way because they like to show other women I'm dangerous. Look at my booty. Look at my curves. Look, I can take your man. I'll be the hottest chick in this room. Look at me.
What?
I learned a
Yeah.
long time ago. Y'all do things for attention. I
Yeah,
just
y'all
help
don't do
out
it for
the.
us.
I just help out the process.
I just don't feel like they're doing that for female attention because,
They,
like, what?
yeah,
That's for male attention. If I could go
it's
on
for
any
both
twerking video and see the percentage of likes that come from men versus women, I'm sure there would be a significant
because
difference.
y'all hate on
But
each
that's
other.
currency. We're just currency. Like
Right,
y'all use us with currency to show other
right.
women look how
Look,
many
bitch,
likes I
I got
got.
1,000 likes
So,
on mine. Your little skinny ass ain't get shit.
So okay, and so
but
if you don't
but
like it, then maybe they won't produce those videos, and then my 15-year-old
You're
student
always gonna
will see
produce those
them
videos
and think it's
because
okay.
But I
but
like booty
but
though.
look at who
I
started it
love
though. You got the
booty.
Stallion, the Meg the Stallion challenge. You got the all the hip hop people doing it.
That's what
Dude,
I'm
I can
saying.
name
The music
5
is bad.
perfumes.
Like
I
the
can
music
name
is
5
not good
perfumes.
for the culture.
if y'all don't do it, I promise you, what we gonna do? Nick, you gotta understand something, Carolyn.
I know what you're gonna say because you say it
We
all the
didn't
time.
tell
I do
y'all to do it,
understand.
and we can't tell you to stop it.
I
Now,
didn't. I
while
said
it's
don't
happening,
encourage it.
we're gonna participate. But we didn't tell you to do it, and we're not gonna tell you to stop.
But that's not protecting us then. Sometimes protecting us means protecting us from ourselves.
We gotta
Men,
protect ourselves and
leaders,
think it's not a good idea.
like
to
we
do
sometimes
this.
and we all know that to be true. Like sometimes you have to protect people from themselves. Sometimes you have to
By
protect people.
not liking it,
I mean, just by helping to not encourage it. But that could be one aspect of it.
listen,
Because
man.
if they're not going to continue behavior, they're not getting the attention for it. Like it's just y'all are feeding
Listen,
into it because
attention
you
is.
like it, and then
I
y'all
don't
turn
know.
around and
I
say
don't know if that's realistic. I don't know
no.
if that's realistic.
Because then y'all, the same dudes liking it will be the same ones commenting about all the women. There's no good women out here. All they do is want to twerk their
Right.
ass and stuff on social
The
media.
big booty chick
And
gyrating on
and you're
IG
sitting there
is
liking
the same
the
woman.
pictures. Make that
That
make sense.
Carolyn, the big booty woman who's gyrating on IG is the woman I'm not approaching if I see her in the street.
Okay.
You want to know why?
No.
Because she's shaking her ass on IG.
I said no, but you liking it though.
Yeah, because I like a big booty. That don't mean I want her.
That's just not okay to me.
No, they're mutually exclusive.
Okay, I
Listen,
said we should start
listen. A
protecting
woman's
women, and
body is
apparently
a
you should
beautiful.
let women twerk on the internet.
A
So
woman's
moving
body is godly. It's
Carolyn,
created. It's one of the most beautiful things on planet
on.
Earth.
Moving
A
on.
man's body is utilitarian. It's like a Jeep. It's just utility.
Carolyn,
I know.
we're not
Moving.
gonna win this one. I ain't even trying to fight this one because we started
Thank
this
you.
ourselves.
That's all
I
I'm
just
saying.
don't understand though. Whatever. I'm done.
You ever watch Seinfeld?
Call me and tell him the challenge.
You ever watch Seinfeld? Elaine
Yeah.
explained it perfectly. She was
No.
like, a woman's body is it's like the Mona Lisa. It's like it's picturesque. It's the perfect creation of God. A man's body's utilitarian. It's like a Jeep.
Yeah. Okay. What's your point?
My point is that I'm always gonna love beautiful things. I'm always gonna like beautiful things.
And that's fine. However, I just think if men did a better job of not liking that, and like, because you
Not
can't.
liking beautiful things.
No, not liking twerking videos or where women are overly sexualizing themselves. That would help, I think, a lot.
I mean, you asking a lot though there, so I don't know if
You
that's
can like
realistic.
it without actually. You don't got to hit like to like it. You can look at it and be like, "Oh, she got a nice jiggly booty," but you don't got to actually hit like on the thing. She don't got to know that you liked it. Okay, like we want to discourage this kind of behavior. We do not want to encourage behavior that is keeping the culture in a messed up position. we gonna need each other soon. I mean, we need each other now, but like
Yeah.
we gotta pull
Goes
together.
back to Africa. I'm liking the roots.
What? What did you say?
Twerking goes back to our ancestors.
You're liking them. Okay, I'm done. You don't want to take life seriously right now. Okay, do we want to any last minute thoughts or any last minute
I
things we
love
need to
y'all, man.
stop,
I have to say.
start, or
I love every
wait. Okay, so I got a really good before we go,
I got one I'm gonna close with.
So I'm gonna close with my start and stop and continue that I want to close with is we need to stop trying to handle things ourselves and start focusing on our relationship with God. We really need to start focusing on our relationship with God.
What if you atheist or you Muslim?
I don't know what to tell
Jewish?
you. I don't know what to tell you. Start focusing on a relationship with whoever you think is your spiritual savior.
That's a better way of putting it.
Okay.
We want to be fair to all religions on this platform.
I mean, fair as in I don't judge anybody for what they do, but also everyone knows that we're Christians on here, and so therefore we're going to talk about our God. And when I say focus on a relationship with Him, that's what I mean. That doesn't mean I'm disregarding or like discounting or not appreciating.
I know you're not, babe. I know you're not. I just wanted to put it out there for the people.
Oh, okay.
It's a disclaimer.
Yes, I'm definitely not like, Anyway, so start focusing on the relationship with your God. Okay. I think that's important, especially in times like today, because things are so chaotic and a lot of people are stressed out all the time. And I don't feel like worried. I just sometimes get angry. Like when I think about like the things that are happening and how it's so like, they just don't want us to have shit, and that's fucked up. But that'll be another show. We're gonna get into that. It's really messed up. And so that makes me angry. But as far as worrying about what's gonna happen in the world, I'm not worried about it because I have a relationship with God and I know that I'm going to be okay. There's such a peace that comes with knowing you're gonna be okay no matter what happens that I cannot explain it, but I wish everyone had it. And I highly encourage you to strengthen your relationship with God and you will get that. And my continue would be is to continue communicating, continue to focus on yourself as well, like being a better person every day. And that's all I have to say about it. That's my last little bit tidbit, I guess. Although I went out of order. Tiffany,
what you got?
I just say this is a very good exercise to do for yourself personally, whether it's personal goals, whether it's career goals, whether it's relationship goals. Also great to do if you're in a relationship, in a marriage, because like everything, you should be evaluating yourself and trying to always improve. So that's all I got.
Yeah. Mine is for pertaining to relationships. Stop trying to change people. Be open-minded. Be open-hearted. Let God guide you in the journey. Start listening to understand. Be your intentional self. Be clear on what you want in this relationship, and then of course, be your authentic self. Do not perform. Trust yourself. Continue to have fun. Keep dating to learn more about each other. Just basic, but based on faith, because I think we come in with this interview mindset where we're trying to get them, we perform, like you said, whether we twerking or we spending $6,000 on a bottle, like we got to stop performing. Let's be ourselves. So like how the philosopher Chris Rock said, it shouldn't take our representative to like 6 months before we find out like you actually don't like drinking and you actually don't like dancing. So why we was even twerking and buying all these bottles? You feel me? Like
Yeah.
And I think sometimes from day one we waste time, we set intention, and just try to listen and learn and have faith in the rest, the blind spots. Let's have faith in it. So that's it.
Stop entering in or thinking about relationships from a selfish standpoint.
Mm.
Please stop going into and getting with your whatever whoever you want to love and trying to figure out what you're going to get out of it. You need to be able to be at a place where you're ready to offer somebody the best parts of you, which I hope is everything, right? And be able to say it. Hey, listen, this is what I can bring to the table for you in this relationship. These are the things that I bring: respect, love, resilience, stability, maybe finances, support. And I'm able to do that because I love myself. And because I love myself, I'm able to give love. And we have to start thinking about how we can self improve so that we can be the best for another person, right? Be able to take that to constructive criticism, take that weakness and turn it into a strength. Start looking at and upping our self awareness, right? So that we can continue lifetime improvement, not just for ourselves, but who we are for another person. We have to get into the spirit of giving to others. And if everybody started doing that, imagine what it's like to meet somebody and they're willing to give everything to you and you're willing to give everything to them. And now you got two people in a relationship constantly trying to give to each other. Can you imagine that?
Mm.
Have you seen that? Are you in that? That's the goal. With that said, my tipper tatters, appreciate y'all getting on the line with us again. You know, because we getting deep this season. We digging in. We bringing them out. We got Carolyn bringing out the topics to get y'all shook, to bring y'all growth because she's been growing.
Uh-oh.
Thank
Bring
you.
them out. Bring them out.
You know what I'm saying? She's been growing. 3 seasons. We done took this young, angry woman to a place where she is ready. She ready. It's a beautiful thing.
I was angry back then.
So angry.
I know.
So angry.
It's funny to watch, actually. Go back and
But
watch.
we love, but you know what? We love you either way because we know it's you know what's interesting is it's actually watching it's like a caterpillar to a butterfly, right? And seeing a spirit grow into something beautiful and understanding that, you know what, and being able to say, you know what, how I felt or my attitude yesterday was wrong. And this is how I feel today. And what that represents is growth and the ability to want to be better than what you were yesterday. So you're living in your truth. And that's a beautiful thing because a lot of us will go a whole lifetime and will always be the same.
Mm, that sounds awful.
Doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, my tip of tatters, we love y'all. Tiffany,
Peace.
Eddie, you know what it is. Y'all know what y'all bring to the table. You love that, right? Carolyn, my beautiful, the host with the mostest. I'm just here to support her, support the tip of tat, the tap the tip. Everybody, see y'all in 2 weeks, 8:30. Love y'all. Holla.
Peace.
Holla.